Paloma.
All right. Hey, everybody. This is Scott Hudspeth. You guys probably know me from the Redder Morning Show, but I had the opportunity on Friday to have lunch with this amazing guy here, John Edmead. And he shared a couple things with me that I feel the world should know, and especially with what's happening today in today's marketplace. And John, without further ado, welcome to this. I don't even know what to call it. Let's just call it the John Edmead Show. How about that?
The Monday mashup.
The Monday mashup. There you go. Cool, man. Hey, thanks for lunch, by the way, Friday, man. It was a pleasure meeting you and hanging out with you and hearing all the things you got going and the success you're having.
Thank you, Scotty. You know, it's great when you get to meet some folks, especially like on that mentor level that you've been following in the mortgage industry for a while, and God's grace is good enough to bring you together to break spread. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So you were a couple things we want to talk about is one, this build a relationship that you have or have like that you've had for a long time that's been able to provide for you and your family. And it's pretty exciting. And I want to talk about how it came about, how you were able to, build that relationship and be the in-house lender for that builder. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, fairly. I mean, that's since 2024, just to be clear. But if we go backwards in time, I made a commitment in 2018 that I was going to focus on builder business. And, I'm in Orlando, Florida, so it's a great market, right? We have a lot of that opportunity. So what did I do? I went out and I got plugged into the local Home Builders Association here in town. It's called GOBA, Greater Orlando Builders Association. And through that involvement, right, so I started on the golf committee. Then I got tapped to work on the membership committee. Then I got tapped to do some stuff with Parade of Homes, which is invite only. And present day, I do serve on the board of directors as an associate director. So through that time frame that I've been involved, I've put in the hours, and from there we got an opportunity to talk to a lot of builders. A lot of them don't fall because they've got relationships with big nationals or with just already a JV partner. But we hit on one last year, but actually late 2023, and I had to earn it. It was like, belly to belly combat always wins. So wrote a proposal. I told them that I'd staff on site with the sales center, and they gave us an opportunity. And 9 months closed volume in 2020 from the first quarter of 2024 through the end of the year. It totaled for about $33 million for the business.
Yeah, what an amazing opportunity for you. And I know we can't talk about it, but that led to something else that we'll bring you back on later once that's inked. But like another thing that I want to, so going back a little bit before that happened, what would you tell somebody, knowing what you know now, when it comes to a builder relationship or any relationship for that matter? What was it that you feel separated you from anybody else to get that opportunity?
I stayed after it. I wasn't intensely persistent, but I was persistent. And so I made sure that they knew that I was interested in doing business with them, and that I wanted to stay abreast of, the whatever newness they had going on. And as I got to know them better, I had one sales director that I thought that's the person I had to win over, and got called into a meeting, and there was this other individual there that happens to be like their CFO guy, and looked at me and it's like, well, we're quite happy with all our builders. So it was like, that was it. And then it took me 4 months after that before I actually got the opportunity, and I could have easily just packed it up after that meeting and said, okay, well, this one's done. I chose not to.
Did you know? So they said, hey, John, we're good. We got a lender relationship. We're good.
Said, no, two lender relationships.
Yeah. Okay.
But they didn't have me, and I knew that. And so I believed enough in myself and in my abilities that I just stayed after it. So there's, I think, maybe the secret number one, right? Have conviction in the fact that if you're in this industry, you're in this industry for purpose and for cause. Yeah. And, it's like anything else, man. Like, we got to kiss a lot of frogs to get to the golden goose, if you will. But that's like in anything else that we do in life, right?
Yes.
So, just like dating, it's always a no unless you ask. So I would say that in our industry, you got to keep asking the question. You got to keep asking for the business. You got to keep asking for the opportunity. You got to keep asking or looking for where you can serve, that account, because you're right. they can go to anybody. There's a ton of people just like us, right? So what makes us different? We've got to identify our own little uniqueness, our creativity, whatever differentiates us, whatever is the reason that we're in this business. We all have a
Mm,
reason.
love it. Love it. The bigger news, like that's amazing news, but like tell us a little bit about like you're in Orlando, you're a part of a couple different things. What do you like tell us what you're a part of? Because I know we in the green room you talked about the things you're a part of. What are you a part of? I mean,
Hey,
and maybe
so,
you said it. I just want to reiterate that
yeah, I
that's
mean, I've been in the industry since 1997. So I serve, on the homeowners association.
mm,
That's where I have a lot of my involvement. Involved with a couple
gotcha.
different realtor activities
Gotcha.
and whatnot. But I mean, outside of that, it's just my personal sphere. I'm a active participant in my Catholic community. I lecture at mass. I stay visible. I've got 3 kids, man, so I'm active dad in all their worlds and environments, which is pretty cool.
I love it.
Uh, but I love what I do, and so I don't know that I really work a day in my life these days. If somebody calls me, I need to answer my phone. Bottom line,
Yeah,
right? So when our
yeah.
customers call us and we're available, that's good. When they call us and we're not available, they don't need us.
Mm, love it.
And I think that that's a commitment that we have to make as well, because it's great to be able to think that this industry is a 9 to 5 industry, but it's not.
Mm,
It's
good
not.
point. Good
It's
point.
weekends. You got to get, and especially now with the market the way that it is, I find that the greatest opportunity, truthfully, for any loan officer that is wanting to grow their business, or for that matter, just stay relevant in their business, go out and go see people because nobody else is.
Mm,
Truth is, very
yeah,
few people are out on the
yeah.
street. You know, I always refer, like I told you before, belly to belly combat wins the day every time. If you show up, you're going to get an opportunity out of consistency.
Mm, yeah, and take the nose. Go for the nose, right? I mean, you've proven that it's okay to get a no, but if you're not getting no's, there's no way to get a yes, right?
I learned a long time ago it takes 3 no's to get a yes.
Love
So
it.
I'm excited for the second one, because
Yeah,
yes is just around the corner.
yeah. And the big one that we can talk about that you just inked an MSA with a real estate company that closed how many deals?
According to Redder,
According to Redder,
they did about 470 buyer sides and about another 172 list sides.
only
So
470. What, like I
yeah,
don't know, like only. That's a bummer.
again, I it's a great number, but you gotta remember, man, like, if there's 160 agents, right, you've gotta earn the opportunity every single
Yeah,
time with
yeah.
those agents. It's not just because you're the in-house guy, like, that doesn't mean a whole lot. I've ate a lot of in-house lenders lunch over the years because I was just
Mm,
more aggressive.
mm. Good point.
But I but I believe that you've got to identify, like everything else, you wanna find the agents that are producing so that you know where to invest your time, right? And then
Yeah.
serve them. Find out where you can serve them, and then serve the hell out of whatever it is that you can deliver on them, totally, because it will make a difference.
So how did you get the MSA? Like how did that come about? What's the story behind that? I mean, obviously there's a ton of people like gunning for that. How did John walk in and just win the day?
Um, it's gonna sound I really don't wanna downplay this, but the truth is I got a phone call, and, it was from a buyer who had a buyer's agent. They were putting in an offer on a listing that the listing agent knew me, and I used to work with them or still work with them, and she's like, I only accept offers from, you know, local lenders. And
Mm,
so if you need a local lender that's bilingual, call this guy. Uh, Turns out her agent is a pretty established agent whom I did not know in my market.
mm,
And it was through that transaction and just keeping them updated, making sure that, everybody knew where we were. It was a great transaction. And then a couple weeks later, I got a phone call from the guy, you know, wanting to get together. And before that, then, like, I guess it was like on a Sunday afternoon, I just got dumped into this text message where he's introducing me to the principal of the office. And then from there, it developed into a couple of meetings. And, 4 months later, we've got a new MSA that, we're just launching. So,
Congratulations, man.
yeah,
That's
it's cool.
awesome.
The cool thing
Congratulations.
about that, so right, it's all strategy, right? Because they do new construction sales, which is great, right?
Mm,
So
mm.
it's how can I leverage that relationship, right, into this relationship that I want to continue to develop with realtors and builders in my market. Because right now, the builders need the traffic too. Let's be realistic. We all need the traffic. right? So if we can at least look for opportunities where you can strategize and you can leverage the relationships once you have one with the other, at the end of the day, man, we all serve the homeowner,
Yeah.
right? Nobody
Yeah.
wakes up in the morning and says, I want a mortgage. Nonetheless, I want a mortgage from John Edmead. Said no one ever, right? They wake up in the morning, they're like, I want a house, right? So if we can at least try to find a way and strive to stay consistent in how we show up in our days, right? Like, come on, let's be real, Scotty. I challenge the audience, right? Like, so I think there's two things and only two things that we get to pick in our day. That's it. Our attitude and our effort.
Mm.
Everything else is a reaction, right? So if you set out and you're laser focused and you've armored up on the day to know that whatever's coming your way isn't going to knock you off your perch, I think you have a successful day.
Love it. Love it, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Congratulations, John, on all that. We're coming up on the end here. So is there any final words that you want to say? Or like, I know that you're doing great things. Anything you want to say to
If I
take
can,
us
if
out
I
the
can
road
help
here?
anyone, perspective is what I would say, because I'm nobody special to offer anybody any, but if I can help you with perspective, if I can help you with, maybe expanding whatever you might think your limiter is, I'm happy to have that conversation, totally.
Awesome. And you're an amazing city. You're an amazing guy. You're a huge giver. Like we literally could have sat there all weekend. So I appreciate the opportunity, and it was nice. And I wanted to have people hear your story in the consistency, persistency, and the no's that you get, and you keep going, you keep getting up, and you choose to have the right attitude. You choose to make the right choices, and that's truly what matters in today's day and age. It's always matters, right? Keep hearing it over and over again. We can succumb to the news and watch the news and be the news, or we can turn off the news and create our own news. And that's exactly what you've done. And you're doing amazing things. And I can't wait to see where you're at 3 months from now, let alone 6 and 12 months from now. So appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it, man. We just work every day, Any day can be New Year's Day. So we can start, stop, improve, etc. It doesn't have to be on January 1st. So like if tomorrow's that day for somebody, make it tomorrow. That'll be great.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, if you have any questions, you're in the Orlando area, I highly recommend you get with John. He's at 321-303-4769. Appreciate you, brother. As always, look forward to doing this again and helping you in any way I can to have an amazing year. Appreciate
Likewise,
it.
Scotty. Thank you.